Okay, before I get started on this review, if the camera seems a little bit jerky or shaky or whatever, earlier today I had my garage door open while I was outside and I saw a huge spider come up in here. And I went there to try to get him and I couldn't find him, so you'd understand if you saw a spider the size of a small bird come up in your space. And now every time I move something, like I went to put this orange towel down for this video and a little piece of black foam came out of it, and enough said about it. So anyway, that's why, if you notice it happening. What I've got is a SIG P938 9mm. I've been carrying around a Glock 23 for about 5 years. That was my carry weapon. I decided to go with something a little bit smaller and lighter. Nothing wrong with the Glock at all. I'll probably have that gun forever. I love that gun. I've put thousands of rounds through that and never had a problem with it. I just wanted something a little bit lighter and smaller. I came up with the SIG P938. This is the NBS model -13, which most of the acronyms that SIG uses on these 938s, you can figure out basically what it means, except of course I can't figure out what NBS means. The 13, I think it means 13 rounds. It comes with a standard 6-round magazine and an extended 7-round magazine. Mine also came with a laser in the package deal. Laser went right here, and also a holster. Something I don't understand about what SIG did is, like I said, this came as a package deal with a laser and a holster, but once you mount the laser on, it does not fit in the holster, so I have to order a holster for it, and there's not a whole lot available out there for this right now because it's still a fairly new gun. I've had several firearms with lasers on them. I've never utilized them. I'm going to try to get in the habit of utilizing this. I think it would be a great tool to have, but I guess I'm old school and I've just always used sights. So I'll just do a quick review on it in case any of you guys are thinking about buying one. They come in tons of different models. At first glance, this would look like a SIG P938 if you didn't have one to compare it to. The length is 5.9 inches overall, which is it's less than a ½ inch longer than what a 238 is. The height and the width are the same as a 238. The height is 3.9 inches and the width is 1.1 inches. The barrel is 3/10 of an inch longer at 3 inches, and it is 8/10 of an ounce. It weighs 8/10 of an ounce more at 16 ounces with an empty magazine in it. Like I said, it's pretty small. It's hard to tell how really small it is without comparing it to something, but I mean, I don't have that big of hands and it still fits in my hand. So we'll go down it from the top. It comes with night sights. I think most of them do. Some of them also have front slide serrations on them. All the slides are stainless. If you don't have the two-tone, obviously this is just stainless. If you have the blue model, it's got SIG's nitron finish on it. The frame is a black hard anodized aluminum. It's got ambidextrous safety. If you'll notice, as far as 1911 wise, your slide lock, your magazine release, and your safety is in pretty much the same place as a 1911 would be. At first glance, I don't know if I can do this backwards here. The gun's been safe checked. I always safe check my guns before the videos. The trigger looks like a slide trigger, like standard 1911 style, but as you can see, it's actually a hinge trigger. It's not a slide trigger like a 1911 is. I did not know this until I bought it. And it also has front serrations on the trigger. It has on the grip. It's got serrations on the grip that actually feel pretty good. It feels pretty firm in your hand. And it's also got on the front. I'll take the grips off here in a minute, and you can take a look at that. I think I might replace these grips with the aluminum ones like I had on that P939 Diamond Edition. I don't know if you guys saw that video or not, but I loved those grips on there, and they make them for this, so I might order a set of those. So we'll just take the grips off, and then I'll show you the front slide serrations, and then I'll tear it down and show you the internals of it. That's the front slide serrations. They're pretty aggressive. They actually feel pretty good. That's another reason I might get different grips for it, not wrap around, because I really like the way that feels. And like I said, I love those aluminum grips. As advertised by SIG, the trigger pull is between 7.5 and 8.5 pounds, which is kind of, I don't know if there's a lot out there right now that you can do to change it, so maybe polish it up a little bit, maybe get a new spring. I'd like to have it a little bit lighter, but overall I like the feel of it, and plus it's a 9mm, and that's a pretty compact 9mm. I'll go ahead and take it down. We'll show you the internals of it. I won't take it down on camera because I don't have my daughter here to tape, but I'm going to take it out to the range tomorrow and run a bunch of different ammo through it. And I should have her tomorrow, and then we'll do a takedown of it. And I should be able to post that video tomorrow night or the next day. I'm going to go ahead and take it down. I'll show you the internals of it. There's the frame of it. Very light with that aluminum frame. I haven't cleaned or anything. It's never been shot except from the factory. I just lubed it up a little bit. Here's your slide. The recoil spring is actually it's a flat coil instead of a wire spring. It's the way SIG put it. It's the way they put that and the guide rod in there is to keep the guide rod from self-destructing, and damaging your aluminum frame. I'll go ahead and take the guide spring rod out in the guide spring. Let's take a look at that up close. That's the flat coil spring I was telling you about. And it's got a pretty heavy duty, if I can grab it here without the camera, it's got a pretty heavy duty all stainless, actually pretty highly polished guide rod also. Now I know a lot of these guns, they had problems when they first came out. Take the barrel out. There's the frame, empty. The barrel. A lot of these guns have, well, what I've read anyway, people are having problems with failure to eject. And I guess the problem is the extractor in them. And I guess you could send your gun back to SIG. They'd have it back to you within 10 days with a new extractor in it, and it has no problems whatsoever. The newer ones they're making now that are going out on the shelves, I guess that problem's been addressed and taken care of. So I looked at my date on mine, and mine was just made on April 2nd, 2013. So tomorrow it'll be a month old. So I should have the good extractor in there. And I'm going to run all kinds of different ammo through it. And I'll post another video tomorrow when I get back from the range and let you guys know how it shoots and everything, because obviously I'm not gonna carry it if it's having problems. So I'll run quite a few rounds through it. I'm gonna run hollow points and probably about 6 different types of 9mm through it, just to make sure it functions properly. And I'll give you guys an update tomorrow. Thanks for watching.